This episode of the Boss Rush Podcast is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to support the Boss Rush Network and our family of podcasts, head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. Thanks for your continued support. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deering, and alongside me, as always, is the PC Muscle Race himself, LeRon Dawkins.
What's poppin'? SGF 2024, Microsoft Showcase. Yeah, what's up?
Word. Hi, LeRon. I missed you. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen your face.
Yeah, since you see my face, but not since you last spoke to me, because we were talking yesterday evening.
We were talking yesterday evening about things and things.
Yeah, a couple of things came up.
Yeah. So, speaking of coming up, also here's the Mad Pharmacist herself, Stephanie Klimov.
I will be feasting well with all the indies that were announced.
I thought you were talking about Alan Wake 2 DLC.
That too. Oh, thank you for reminding me. I knew I forgot about a game that I played and I didn't put on the dock.
Ooh.
By the way, I can officially say that Alan Wake 2 is now officially in my games library.
Oh,
Thank
boy.
you very much, Corey. Because Corey called me a weenie, and he was like, either shit or get off the pot. Like, you either gonna buy it in the Epic store, or you're gonna buy it on the console. And I'm like, well, I can't stand Epic. But I'm not getting on the console because I'm not gonna squander my nice ass gaming rig.
I don't think I called you a weenie.
That's how it came off.
It's my word.
That's how it came off.
Sure.
Y'all talk about how us PC Master Race people are elitist, but you console gamers.
I'm just saying,
you Xbox motherfuckers.
There's one button that's below the other button I have to click instead. Jeez, you guys are the worst.
But yeah, Alan Wake was on sale on Epic. It probably had something to do because of the DLC announcement. So I bought the base game plus the DLC. Haven't started yet. Because I'll talk more about what we've been playing and why I haven't started Alan Wake 2 yet.
Speaking of having started,
to hear what you think about it.
PK Power, Pat Klein is here.
That's right. I am somewhat still in the house. Just not
Hi, Pat.
There. Hey.
Yeah, you are. Look at you. Look at your smiling face and your rosy cheeks and your
buzz head
and your ball of energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I missed you too, Pat.
I took the day off. I'm not feeling the greatest, so.
Aw, Pat, sorry. You should have sat out. We could have moved this.
Moved the whole Metacritic draft.
Yeah. I mean, we've put it off for this long. Why not one more week?
I'm so not ready for the Metacritic draft. I'm so not ready.
You know what? Go to GameInformer.com/2024, and that's your list. That's the list I used.
I know about it.
Well, I mean, we're gonna have to redo this in a week anyway when the Nintendo Direct happens. So it really.
No. We either wait for a Direct and do it all at once, or the Direct happens and good. Too bad, too sad.
I mean, I really don't care either way. I kind of do want to do this though because it's in the doc, and I don't feel like coming up with something new to talk about. And I didn't ask for questions because this is a packed show. So
I was gonna say, let's see how far we get.
Yeah, yeah. I missed you guys last week.
I missed you too, but we knew you were doing something very great.
Was it? Oh yeah, I was, wasn't I? I forgot.
It
was so long ago.
You were saving mankind, Corey.
I saved the universe.
Right.
Saved the universe. I cannot wait to talk about it because people that listen to this show don't care about spoilers, and the ones that do have probably already played it. So, yeah. Well, let's get into it. If you want to support the Boss Rush Podcast and the Boss Rush Network, you can head on over to Patreon, patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. At the tier that's right for you and get access to perks such as Patreon exclusive shows, segments, voting rights, all those kinds of things, exclusive threads for our interviews and more. You can buy our merch at our TeePublic store. I just kind of redid the website, menu, so it's cleaner and simpler, so you can get there. Yeah, But as always, if you don't want to go to Patreon, you can always subscribe to our YouTube channel because your listenership and viewership is enough for us. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Leave us a review and a rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, all those things. And remember, you can catch all of our content at bossrush.net, including some hot banter pieces, some hot reviews, some how-tos, some listicles. Check all that out. bossrush.net. bossrush.net. Just keep repeating it until it sticks. bossrush.net. Anyways, let's get into what we've been playing. Who wants to go first? Pat, I heard you complain that I always make you go last, so I'm going to make you go first this time.
Well, thank you. I don't have a whole lot to talk about this time. But I did manage to pick up the Alan Wake DLC that was announced during the Summer Games Fest, and it is top quality fun. Like, it
Do you
took
get to play as the Asgardian grandpas or whatever they're called?
Not
No,
yet.
no. You get to play as Rose, the waitress turned health, like senior living manager, who is kind of psychotic and has a huge crush on Alan Wake.
Alan
You,
Wake's #1 fan.
mm-hmm. You get to play as Jesse Fadden from Control.
Ooh.
And you also get to play as Tim Breaker, the sheriff, who is also heavily hinted as being the same guy as Quantum Break, and the kind of like a little bit of a revival of that storyline.
Wait, that's not the Quantum Break dude?
No, the Quantum Break dude's also in Alan
why did I
Wake.
buy that DLC now? Fuck.
Because the story's still pretty damn the same.
It's
the guy's going through interdimensional travel.
I don't like what I heard. I got so hyped because of the fact that was supposed to be. I thought it was him.
It's not him because Microsoft still owns Quantum Break, and they can't add it to their connected universe until Microsoft relinquishes the rights.
Kind of like how Sam Lake was Alex Casey instead of
Max Payne.
Instead of Max Payne.
Yeah.
So, Pat, what of the 3 chapters was your favorite? Like, in order, what were your favorite?
It's so hard.
Oh, they're all out?
Yeah, they were all good. Yeah, they're all
Well, Night
out.
Springs has 3 chapters. There's the Lake Cabin or Cabin Lake DLC that yet to be released, but within Night Springs, there's 3 chapters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There was actually, fun fact, there was actually supposed to be 5 chapters, but because the Max Payne voice actor died, rumors are they got rid of 2 of the chapters because he was heavily involved in those ones.
Oh.
And it wasn't finished, so.
Well, that's sad.
The rumors was there was an Alex Casey story, and then there was Officer Ramirez, who was kind of showed up more towards the end of the game. And apparently they scrapped both of those because in respect of the voice actor, didn't want to have to re-record stuff. But in terms of gameplay, honestly, my favorite story was probably #1 Fan, just because of how off the wall crazy it was, and that you're living through like Rose's fantasy and just her, no pun intended, rose tinted glasses of how the world looks. But also the Time Breaker story featuring Tim Breaker, the guy that, features the original actor from Quantum Break, had a very good, very deep story that I think helped push along the Mr. Door lore.
Yes, that was my favorite one because I really wanted to learn more about Mr. Door. Very creepy, and also I part of me gets turned off when I hear multiverse because everyone's doing a multiverse, but they executed it very well. Like, I love the different play styles. Like, there's a comic book section, then there's like a 2D fighter section,
Retro.
then there's retro, and then there's like just a written adventure. So that was my favorite because of the variety. I did like playing as what's her name, Jess?
Jesse Fadden.
Because I like the, I don't know, the theming. You're at that coffee park.
Jesse's mission pack or story felt the most like Alan Wake out of all three of the stories.
Man.
Like that was the one that kept the bad guys that appear having to flash the light on them and then shoot them. The creepy atmosphere. It doesn't feature her powers. It just kind of put her in the story. But all these are like alternate stories.
Yeah, and I love how there's it's like a weird culty. Are you coffee? Yes, I am coffee. I love the obsession with coffee.
Yeah.
Rose's story being my yes. Rose's story being my third, not because I didn't like it, but just because all three of them are great. I had to put that somewhere. It's literally just a power fantasy. You're this bubbly fan, and she has like a shotgun, and whenever you run a bullet, she goes, "Oh, my gun's hungry." It's just was like intentionally like silly and cheesy, and I love it.
The writing's meant to be bad. Like there's a part where the bad guy's like you're reading the bad guy or he's talking and he's like, I'm a werewolf and my motorcycle is also a werewolf. And yeah, partial spoilers. Yes, his motorcycle's a werewolf.
So I concur. I loved that DLC. If anything, man, it went by too quick. It went by short, but I loved it.
Yeah, you can finish the whole thing in about an hour and a half.
How good is Control, by the way?
Control's
amazing. Control's really good. It was way better on the new consoles than it was on the old consoles.
It made me want to go back and replay some Control.
Oh man, I've been thinking about Control a lot recently for some reason. Oh, because the shattered glass stuff in Hellblade 2 really reminded me of Control a lot.
Nice,
but I'll talk about that later. Is that all you're playing, Pat?
No, I had one more game that came out yesterday. PlayStation is finally using their emulator technology, and they brought out the original Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus.
Woo!
Yep, and that is some good old-fashioned PS2 platforming. Let me tell you, you got a camera that you love to fight against. Some, mostly your number one enemy is the camera. I don't like fighting that thing, and it even started off with inverse controls going left and right, which I absolutely was like, I can't do this. But luckily there's a new menu for some quality of life features where you can switch that, because you can't do that in the original game.
Ooh.
Yeah. But it's overall it's hilarious. Like I fell back in love with the old characters in it. Bentley, the whiny turtle guy that sounds like the nerd that he looks like, and then you have Murray the hippopotamus that was clearly a inspired by Chris Farley. So, but what I loved about this game is that everything is like thief themed. So you're trying to sneak around, you're trying to perform these heists so that you can steal your family's treasure, the Thievius Raccoonus, which is a history of your family line and all the thief techniques that they have accumulated throughout their long history as thieves. They were stolen by 5 bad guys who managed to eliminate all of Sly's family except for Sly. And so he's kind of been cooking up this like revenge to take them down and recover his Thievius Raccoonus, his family's legacy. So
nice.
It's not my favorite Sly game, but if this one does good, I hope they do bring out the better Sly games, which is 2 through 4.
Man, remember when they teased a 5th game after 4, and then they that company got bought by Meta to make VR games?
Yeah, we don't have a conclusion to end of 4.
Man, what could have been?
Yep.
What could have been?
But yeah, those are the new things I've been playing. Otherwise, I've just been cooking through the Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 4.
Nice.
Nothing
Man, Trails is a series I've been looking at. I want to play it really bad, but I don't know where to start because the first 3 games are on PC only.
Yeah. No, it's a great series to get into, but you have to have time. Like,
yeah,
these games are minimum 50 hours, and that's like the two more isometric ones. The 3D ones are clocking at like 100 hours apiece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'll add that to the list of RPGs I want to play. That'll take me 10 years, like Xenoblade and Final Fantasy VII, and
Fair enough.
Yeah. They're on my list though, Pat. They made the list.
Nice. I'm glad, because Trails definitely is one that needs to be more recognized, I feel.
Tales and Trails are now on my list. Man. Although I have played a bunch of Tales games. I played Tales of Arise, and I played Tales of Symphonia, and what was the other one I played? There's one other one.
Vesperia?
Vesperia, yep. I think, yeah.
Those are good. Vesperia is another good one in that series. If you ever, if I had to recommend 3 Tales games to the modern audience, I would recommend, I'd probably go Symphonia, Vesperia, and Vesperia.
Well, LeRon, what are you popping on that PC? Did the Epic Game Store break your PC, LeRon? Did it break it?
I don't know. I haven't installed the game yet.
Did Fortnite invade your RGB cable?
God no. God no. No. But no surprise. Like, I'm still playing Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin. And now I think I'm finally understanding what besides the fact that Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak came out while Stories was still kind of new. I think I also understand one of the main reasons why I put it down. Like it's a grind heavy game, except it doesn't feel like a grindy game. Because I mean, I'm one of those people, like, anytime I see a monster den, I'm running in there to steal an egg. Because I want to see what monster I'm going to hatch. I want to see what type of genes they get, and I'm going to write a channel like the good gene into like the monster that I'm actually trying to like cultivate and stuff like that. So it's like a vicious cycle. Like I noticed the last 2 nights that I played, like, I had not progressed in story mission, because like every time I would actually like walk the path to get to the next point in the story, every time I saw a monster den, or every time I spotted a new unique monster that I hadn't fought yet, I'm trying to get an egg. So yeah, so, and now I'm trying to figure out how the hell did I beat Monster Hunter Stories, the first one, and without losing a whole bunch of time. I don't know. But all that to say, like, I'm still having fun. It's just, it's becoming a slog for me. And of course I'm still playing Ghost of Tsushima director's cut, but it's kind of taking a back seat because I'm really like going all in on Stories 2, especially given that, in 2 days from now, like, Stories 1 remaster is coming out.
It's true. It will be out by the time this podcast hits, everybody.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah. Tekken 8's also on my list, but I think I turned it on just long enough to actually put Victor into a new costume, and then I turned it off.
Put Victor into a new costume. Jeez. Oh man.
Yeah, because just like how I'm Fashion Hunter in Monster Hunter, like, it's basically like Tekken Runway in Tekken 8.
Jeez. Oh man. Costumes, am I right? It's all about dress up. It's all about the costumes.
Yeah, it's more. Yeah, it is like the dress up, because I mean, like, the character I use, Victor, like, he's already smooth as hell. Like, he's got those glasses, he's got a sword, he's got knives, he's got a gun, and he's fighting you in a suit. And so I'm like, hold on, we can do something with him. Like, I've got a Victor customization where he almost looks like Solid Snake. Which I know that's probably generic, because I'm pretty sure, because I've fought a couple of Victors already online that look like Solid Snake, but they were able to do something I could not do, and that was like get camouflage armor. So I'm not camouflage like gear. And I'm not sure if that's an unlock that you just have to like pay for or what. But they got him looking like, Snake from Metal Gear Solid 4. So basically the old man with the eye patch.
Old man Snake.
Yeah, the old man with the eye patch, the really short gray hair and all that stuff. And I'm like, nah. I'm like the first thing I do is like I give Victor some actual like black in his hair, so he has like salt and pepper going on.
You like that salt and pepper, don't you, there, LeRon?
I do. That's always been a thing. I always like people with a little bit of gray.
Speaking of gray, Stephanie, what are you playing?
Oh,
I don't know what that means, but
I was like, oh, okay.
I don't know what
Given
that
the
means.
fact that I
Stephanie,
think I'm the
Pat and I can turn off our video feed if you need a moment to like murder somebody.
It's all right. My body feels old, so I accept that. Well, I too played the Alan Wake DLC. We already talked about it, so I love it, and I ordered the Alan Wake Collector's Edition from Limited Run because I need it. Um,
What's in the collector's edition?
it has
The
the
big
angel lamp.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
That's the big thing.
It's basically a magic wand that's like the bottom half of a lamp.
Yes, hold on. I'm gonna pull it up super quick.
Magic
Limited
wand that's the
Run.
bottom half of a lamp.
Well, I've always considered cosplaying Alan Wake because he'd be really easy to do. Oh, and of course, another reason why I'm a sucker for it, it's got an art book. I love art books. So it comes with Angel Lamp, a hotel keychain that's associated with the game. There's a pin set and an art book.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
I like a good art book.
yeah. I can't remember if last week I said I finished Ghost Trick. I think I did, but I finished
You did.
Ghost Trick.
You did.
Okay,
You
thanks.
did.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, the only other thing I started because I've been having a hell of a work week, and my kid having activities and covering Summer Game Fest. The only other thing I've been able to do was start Silent Hill PlayStation 1.
Are you doing Tales from the Backlog?
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, and
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something.
Pat,
I
hold on, pause. Pat, are we gonna talk trash to Stephanie when she starts getting hit by the limitations of like the PS1 game, like how Corey got hit with the limitations of Final Fantasy 7?
No, I knew Corey was going to get burned down in Final Fantasy 7. Silent Hill 1 is legitimately one of the only ones of its kind. Like there's no
That
remake.
is true. That is true.
Yeah. And I honestly would still say it's still kind of creepy, even though it's
You can't
PS1
pay
stuff.
you can't pay me good money to play that game again.
why?
Well, number one, I remember fumbling through the game like when it was new on PS1. But also like I want my games to scare me, not just fuck with my emotions.
Well,
But
yeah. So
this one gets flaming babies to murder you right away.
Nothing
Yep.
like a flaming baby.
Oh God. We
Steph,
should try to see.
have you how far have you gotten in this game?
not very far.
Did you get to the first like change?
No.
Okay, so you haven't even met flaming babies yet.
No, I'm like trying to get the 3 freaking keys to unlock this door that has 3 locks. Like, why the fuck does your door have 3 locks? Um, I I was downloading this like, oh, I'm not gonna be scared because the graphics are so bad. How could it possibly scare me if the graphics suck? And let me tell you, the noise that you hear when like an enemy is approaching and you're
Yes.
surrounded by fog, and I'm like, fuck,
Mm-hmm.
where is it? Fuck, where is it? And you're using tank controls, so I can't fucking turn around fast enough. I'm terrified. I'm like creeping. I'll never finish this fucking game because I'm playing it so slow because I'm terrified. I'm terrified.
The game works. The game's charm or like creepy factor is definitely the you can hear them but can't see them
Yes.
factor.
So I don't like it. The whole time I was playing the 20 minutes I was playing it, I'm like, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. But I'm going
You
to
did
still
it to
play it.
yourself. You did it to yourself.
I
I
mean, you
want to
have
play
gotten to flaming babies. That's like literally the first encounter.
the one where you then wake up at the diner.
Yeah.
I thought those were teddy bears.
No, they're babies.
I
Little
don't know.
flaming children.
I don't know. I can't make out the differences with those horrible graphics. All I know is they were terrifying little things that were stabbing me or killing me or whatever the hell it was doing.
Yeah. Great
Took
game.
me a while to get used to the controls too. Like I died several times when the flying thing crashed through the cafe or whatever because I was trying to figure out like what freaking button to shoot and you don't aim. So I'm like, how the hell does this work? I hate tank controls.
No.
Yep.
But they're so
But
fun.
I'm happy to go through this experience because I want to be able to, like with Resident Evil, experience why this franchise was so big. I know that Silent Hill 2 is really the more fan favorite, but I still want to experience the first one. So,
No, if you have a chance, I say definitely play Silent Hill 1 through 4. You know, anything after that is okay, but 1
okay.
through 4 is the experience.
I'm committed to 1. I will play the remake of 2. And we'll talk if I want to play him. Oh, I did play Silent Hill: The Short Message. That was technically my first Silent Hill game.
Very true.
Wasn't that bad?
You just need to find a PS4 with the PT on it.
No,
Mhm.
no,
Or,
nope,
just
no.
watch. Just. I'm pretty sure someone has a walkthrough of it on YouTube. Just watch that.
Oh, I'm sure it's everywhere.
So yeah, that's all I've been playing. Hopefully, I'll play a lot more when I'm away on my little trip.
Yeah, you should play more.
Another trip? Where are you going?
I'm going to Lake Havasu in Arizona.
Oh,
My
cool.
boyfriend had a big milestone birthday, and I'm trying to figure out what the hell he would want for his birthday.
What's the milestone? How big is it?
50.
Oh, that's me next year.
Big birthday, 50. So he likes fishing. Fishing sucks up here. So that lake is known for really great fishing. So I'm like, cool, we're gonna do a long weekend there, and I will be bringing my Nintendo Switch and playing Paper Mario while I'm
Uh,
flying. I don't know why I did this for flying because that's driving.
You
But
can still
Well,
fly like that, right? That's
I wish you luck, Steph. It is gonna be fucking hot.
yeah, it's like 110 degrees there. I'm like, I'm so fucked. I'll be living in the pool. I'll be living in the pool. And while he's fishing, I'll be jumping over on the other side of the lake to swim.
Scare the fishes away. Good strategy.
Get him. Well, since I was on last, I 1K'd Hellblade 2. I played through it a second time because it was so good, in my opinion. People didn't like that I said that game was good. So,
Really?
yeah.
I don't think the game's bad. Like,
no, people wanted it to be God of War, and it's not that, and it never will be that. And people got
the first
mad,
one
so
wasn't
they said
God of War.
Listen,
What the fuck are they
yeah,
on?
listen, you
No.
people, you shut up with your stupid expectations because they're stupid. All right, I did not finish the game.
Just a minute, lady. It's okay to have expectations about games.
No, it's not.
Is, but
No, it's not.
it's not okay. It's not okay to project your expectations on other people to try to make them feel bad.
Don't worry, I'm
That's stupid.
going to project some expectations on the Xbox later in the show. So.
Oh boy.
But also I was off last week because I was reviewing Destiny 2 the final shape, which was
The square.
Was the epic conclusion. It's actually a circle with a triangle in the middle of it.
It's a Deathly Hollow?
Actually, the final shape technically is a square, but you never get to that point because that's what you're trying to stop. You can see the Earth turn into multiple squares, actually, if you watch the trailer. And I've played a lot of Bungie games. I've played a lot of Destiny, more Destiny than I care to admit in public, more than I care to admit in private. The final shape is the best thing Bungie has ever put out. It's the best ever.
Come on.
It's the best campaign. It's the best level design.
Better than Halo 2.
Yes.
Better than Halo 3.
Yes.
Better than ODST.
It's better than anything Bungie's ever put out.
Okay.
Better than Halo 4.
Yeah.
This sounds like a hot take.
Actually, it's not in the Destiny community. It's actually pretty unanimous that this is probably
and it's
Bungie's
better than
best.
Donkey Kong 64.
I think. I think the Destiny community is like they're smelling the fumes because they're just so ready for like Destiny to end. I think
it's
that's
not
what it is.
ending. Everybody's excited for what's next because the new stuff started this week. Started yesterday.
Hey Stephanie, Pat, remember a month ago, Corey was like, I just can't wait for this to be over. Like
I was
when the final shape comes out, I'm
well.
done.
Nobody thought this was going to land. Everybody thought it was going to fizzle out and end in like a big crash and burn. But this was the best payoff. It was an Avengers Endgame style payoff. All the characters from the franchise show up, and all of the kind of relationships you've been building, and all of the allies you've been recruiting and teaming up with, and storylines kind of wrapping up. And all right, Destiny was good. Let's just move on.
No. You gonna say the thing. Damn it, say it.
Well, then shut the fuck up.
I said I wasn't gonna say anything else.
But Destiny 2, the final shape, is pretty good. Pretty good. Episode 1 Echoes is also seems interesting. So we'll see. I will keep everybody posted if you are interested in Destiny. If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network. But we should talk about these events, the June events, the summer game something.
Summer game everything. Woo-wee.
Yeah,
that was a lot.
It's not even summer yet.
It was interesting. Everybody's initial thoughts on all these conferences. LeRon, since I muted you and I feel bad, I'm gonna go your way first.
Oh, you don't have to feel bad.
I love you.
I love you too, Corey. I don't have to feel bad. I mean, that's kind of a dick move, but yeah, whatever.
I know.
Well, I mean, okay, so first of all, like, man, there was a lot. And as such, like, I just could not catch it all. So I just kind of just went for what I knew I was gonna go after, which that was actually the Summer Game Fest proper. So the opening Friday night event, and then I came back for the Xbox Summer Showcase and stuff like that. I did keep track of some other stuff, like just things that were just trickling out there, from like Wholesome Games, Day of the Devs, Ubisoft Forward, and all that stuff. But for the most part, like I pretty much just stuck to like Summer Game Fest and the Xbox Showcase. I will say that we need to now call it something different, than E3 season. We need to call it something different now because honestly, like, yeah, this is like that time when E3 happens and stuff like that. But because like it's taken a whole new thing and like there is no E3, like we just need to name it something different, And I'm not sure if we want to give Jeff Keighley all the coins and just say it's Summer Game Fest, time now or whatnot. Because I think ultimately, like, there's a better way to frame all this, and make it feel like it's for and about the games and the gamers. And like Keeley said, it's also about the devs and all that stuff. So I think we need to find a better way to kind of like wrap this thing up and call it something nice, neat package. I'm not sure what that is. Like, I'm not that talented enough to give it like a super crazy name, whatnot. But yeah. That being said, I did love practically everything I saw in the actual Friday Night Summer Game Fest show. That was actually a joy to watch. And then Sunday I came back for the Xbox showcase, and I'm just gonna come out and say it. I don't know if I was watching the same Xbox showcase that everybody else was watching.
I know. I watched it again today. Like I thought it was good. I mean, there's nothing. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was the best one they've ever had. Like the entire internet is saying, like
Yeah,
it
like
was.
people are
Was
saying
good.
Xbox is back, and it's like back from where?
That's what they've been saying the last 5 years.
Yeah, I'm like, because like it literally felt like this show literally felt like a remix of last year's show, where it was a whole bunch of world premieres and day one on Game Pass and all this stuff. But then when you look at it, it was like a lot of flash but no substance. And what I mean by flash and no substance is chock full of damn cinematic trailers and barely any gameplay. Like I actually went back and rewatched it too. Like I can actually, if we discount the Call of Duty part, it was only 8 minutes, 8 minutes combined in the entire show of gameplay stuff. 8 minutes, I timed it, and it was a 2 hour show. We sat. Well, no, I'm sorry, not 2 hours. It was like a 90-minute show. Like we sat there for 90 minutes watching like world premieres, day one on Game Pass, all this stuff, and it was like, and like I don't know.
Are you
like,
sure you're not confusing in-game cinematics with cutscenes?
I'm also putting, because the Indiana Jones thing that really felt like that really it looked great, but at the same time I was like, this is a slap in the face, because like they showed us a cutscene from the game, and literally like 12 seconds worth of the actual gameplay itself, like seeing the whip, seeing two hands punch somebody, like seeing like what looked like he had to be climbing out of something. I'm like, come on guys. Like I think the one thing, and I don't know, maybe I'm just speaking for myself here, but I want to speak for gamers here. But I think what the main thing a lot of gamers on the Xbox side want to see is they want to see the games. They don't want to see what's coming, you know. So yeah, like in BioWare, what the hell was that Dragon Age?
People are excited about it. I mean, I have no stake in Dragon Age whatsoever, but the last 3 Dragon Ages I thought were pretty like sort of serious, kind of like Mass Effect, but fantasy kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, yeah, but this video makes it seem like it's like, oh,
they Fortnited it.
No. I'm gonna say this is gonna sound even worse.
Oh,
you remember when the Saints Row? You remember the last Saints Row reveal trailer came out? That's what this damn on this Dragon Age trailer felt like. It felt like that. It felt like all this camp, all this music and stuff, and you can see a goddamn thing of gameplay.
But then, like, they showed the 20-minute gameplay thing the next day that Pat sent us, and it looked totally different from the trailer. It's
exactly, and it's
I'm like, why did you show that trailer if that's not what it is?
Probably because you have to pay Microsoft to have a 20-minute trailer on their showcase.
Well, they could have shown like a gameplay trailer, though. They didn't have to show the 20-minute thing. They could have just made a trailer with.
They announced even before these things happened that they were going to have a 20-minute gameplay trailer. So.
I knew about that, but I'm just saying, like, okay, so if you could only devote time to watch one thing, and that was the Summer Game Fest. I mean, I'm sorry, the Xbox Summer Showcase. If you don't devote your time to watch one thing out of this whole thing that's been going on this past week and stuff like that, and you sat down and you watched that, you would have literally walked up and been like, "What the fuck? I'm not buying that game. I'm not getting a lot of this stuff." And I don't know. Like I was talking because Corey, you're out there living life Sunday during this show, and so Pat and Stephanie and I were basically like, we were occupied in the chat. And I was like, and there was a lot of stuff, like, for example, like I hear a lot of high praise about the about what's South of Midnight and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That trailer was that trailer was, the cinematics was killing me though. I'm like, what is up with the frame rate?
That's the style. That's the stop.
Is that the style?
It's
like a claymation style. Yeah.
Yeah, they want this.
That was weird to me.
They showed that the last time though. But when they announced
so wait, we've seen this before.
When they announced South of Midnight last year,
okay,
it was the stop motion stuff. But the gameplay is 60 frames a second, but like the animations and the cutscenes are stop motion. Like frame skipping stop motion.
Okay,
like
I have to wrap my head around that. Then I don't know.
Yeah, there's another game recently that did that. I forget what it was.
Harold Halibut?
Huh?
Harold
Halibut
Halibut?
was
No,
that was weird.
not
That Harold Halibut was weird.
Well, that's a different can of worms we can open later.
Yeah. So my general takes is, and I guarantee you, someone's going to think LeRon's just having hot takes here. No, I have not thrown a hot take out here. I'm
Someone's
actually
going to start
just
calling
coming.
you Ed.
I know, right? Yeah.
Your hot takes.
Yeah, but seriously, I the one thing I said while we were chatting Sunday, while we were watching the shows, everything, I was like, I don't know. There was a time when these shows, these presentations, all this stuff happened, where the companies generate the hype, but now we go to the message boards, so there's Reddit, whether it's Twitter, whatever, like 4chan, whatever, stuff like that. And now it's all the gamers trying to get everybody else hype about the shit, because it's like, for every one person that says, I don't know, man, like 17,000 people come back and say, oh, you should like this, and I'm like, and it should be the other way around, like, like they should actually like the last time I got super hype in the middle of a game show was when Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp was like debuted in the Nintendo Direct. I lost my mind on that, and there's been few and far between times where it's like, man, I want to flip out. Like the Monster Hunter Wilds reveal at the Game Awards last year. That was another one, that the original Mass Effect reveal for the new Mass Effect that's coming out. That was another one where I lost my shit for and stuff like that, but
that was a cinematic.
I know it was a cinematic, but you know what? It's a cinematic for something we thought was fucking dead. We thought there was gonna be no more Mass Effect games. At the time, because all we knew was they were remastering the original trilogy, and that's all we were getting.
I must be your typical fool or sucker for the game industry, because I loved every single second of what I watched. There were some I favored more than others, but I was just happy to watch what's in the pipeline. And I know that's like a boring, generic, again, maybe stupid fangirl answer, but I loved everything. If anything, the wholesome games that I love, it had a crap ton of Sims, and I've seen one Sim, seen them all, and there were a lot of them. But I don't know, I got so excited and refreshed because 2024 felt a bit empty-ish just compared to the hell of a year we had last year. Last year we were stacked with incredible AAA titles. And I had a pretty empty calendar for the second half of 2024, and now I'm all full. I know exactly what I'll be playing literally every month, if not several games every month. And it gives me a lot to look forward to. Call me stupid, but I was just happy and content with just seeing things, what's being created out there, and the conversation that would ensue.
No, you're not stupid. That's honestly the same feeling I have. It's, I go into these because I want to see what's coming out. Like, it may not necessarily be something for me, but I want to kind of see what the ideas are, what, like, the developers are, like, kind of pitching, how they're different from one another, how they're the same. I enjoy seeing these reveals for what they are. I mean, if it comes out with stuff that I think definitely airs up my alley, then more power to it. But overall, I would say the showcases were great. Like, they had a good variety of just about everything.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm not disputing the. I'm not okay. So two things here. I'm not disputing the variety of stuff they had out there, and I'm also not saying that everybody that got that shock and awe from the shows are stupid or nothing. I'm not saying that at all. I just I think, and I don't know. I feel like I'm also going to speak for Corey just a little bit here. I think for a guy like me, I'm tired of seeing cinematic trailers, because like 9 times out of 10, like you never get what you see, you know, like Like you'll see something in a cinematic trailer and it looks all cool and flashy, and it's like, for example, like like for any type of fantasy game, right? You see someone do some epic thing to slay a dragon, and then that there's nothing even close to that in the game when it comes out, But it was just there to like get everybody's like, oh, I want to play this game, and it's just one of those things where it's like I have trust issues because look at all the people who had trust issues with Avengers, Marvel's Avengers. Look at all the people that had trust issues oh god with what's the Ubisoft game? You know what I'm talking
Skull and
about.
Bones.
Okay, that's one, Skull and Bones. Yeah, but Aiden Pierce. What was that? What was that game?
Watch Dogs.
Yes. Well, actually, that was like smoke and mirrors because they showed us the game on high rendered PC hardware, and then the console games did not get any of that. Did not get that same look and stuff like that. And that's the thing I'm talking about. Like, a lot of these companies, I feel like a lot of these companies can be disingenuous with us as gamers and stuff like that.
But is it really? Because majority of the time, I guess I can't say every time, is a game that's farther out in the pipeline, you're going to get a cinematic trailer. Then when it gets closer to, then they might actually show gameplay, and that's where maybe some people do get disappointed. But if there's a game that either doesn't have a release date or the release date is 2025, I'm happy with a cinematic trailer, because if I'm running a business and I'm trying to sell something, I'm going to put my best shit forward, even if it's a lie, because that's how business works.
Okay,
So I just kind of
that is how business
let it
works.
be.
But I feel like okay, like I said, I only watched Summer Game Fest and the Xbox Summer Game Showcase. So if we want to look at proportion of these things, like there was more balance in Summer Game Fest than there was in the Xbox Summer Showcase. There was more balance of cinematics to actual gameplay, or even like developer stuff. Because we did have developers come out and talk about their stuff. Um, but and yeah, like I get what you're saying, Stephanie. Like if it's something like if it's something that's coming out in 2028 and stuff like that, yeah, put a cinematic trailer out and stuff like that. What I think they should do though is say that this is a first look or a reveal trailer or something like that, and not just be like a world premiere and and then we have to go looking online for when this game is coming out and find out it's coming out 4 years later.
Isn't a world premiere precisely what it means, though? That it's the first look at
Pretty
something?
much, yeah.
I feel like some of these world premieres we've seen before. Like we've seen them at another other announcements. Not saying we saw the same exact trailer, like we saw a new trailer for something. And I don't know, my memory's bad because I feel like I see this stuff all the time, so I kind of compartmentalize it, so like my brain's not overloaded with all this stuff. But I don't know, because you guys said, like Corey just said, like we saw South of Midnight before, and I was like, we have. It was at last year's Xbox showcase. Like, this is brand new to me, and Pat, you me and Story watched last year's. We watched it live last year. The showcase for Xbox last year.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
No, Story. I haven't talked to Story in almost 2 years.
Okay, then the year before that. Must have been the year
Okay.
before that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So for me, I didn't watch Jeff Keighley's thing like at all because I never do. I just read stuff, and I was also working late that day, so I just was like, well, I'll just catch the highlights. But I actually feel the exact opposite of you, LeRon. I actually thought the Xbox showcase showed a lot of gameplay trailers, at least first party wise. Dooms was gameplay, South of Midnight was gameplay, Perfect Dark was gameplay,
Vow.
Call of Duty was gameplay.
Did Perfect Dark show us anything though?
It did.
Yeah, it was like
Showed
a
us
whole
first
segment.
person.
Yeah, it was like a whole. They showed like a whole segment of her. Like,
remember, you said first person parkour is not for me.
Yeah,
that's one thing I did say for sure. Yep, I did say that.
But the Starfield DLC was all gameplay. Like they showed a lot of gameplay. But like for me, I think the thing about Xbox is they've just been quote unquote showing us what's in the pipeline for like 8 or 9 years, And like we are finally getting the games sort of, right? Like Hellblade they revealed 5 years ago and we're just getting that, right? And so like I understand, but I just feel like I've been seeing these games over and over and over and over again, and it's like I'm kind of bored. I just want to play them. And then the one game I was looking forward to, which was Gears, ends up being another fucking prequel about E-Day, and I'm like, I'm so tired of this. We know what happens. You've done it 3 times already. We have Gears Tactics, which is a prequel. You made Judgment, which is a prequel, and then the DLC for 3 is a prequel that takes place during E-Day. Granted, it's not with Marcus and Dom, but they're all prequels. It's like let's wrap this up so the Coalition can do something interesting instead of another Gears game. And that's coming from a huge Gears fan. I just want 6 to come out and the story to be wrapped up and the Coalition to do something cool. Like and that was like the biggest shock to me. And then there's no remastered collection of the trilogy either, which I thought for sure was happening.
That might be in the pipeline.
I mean, it's been rumored for 3 years, like it just, I don't know. It was rumored all the way back when Gears 5 came out, I think.
But you also got to take these rumors as a grain of salt. Like how many times have we heard the Wind Waker Twilight Princess, remaster?
Well,
I'm so glad people shut up about that. Like I haven't heard
about
that in like half a year now.
Did you? Because I saw tweets about it yesterday. So
I must not be looking in the right place then.
Do you follow Nintendo people?
Bingo.
Because I'm sure you have Ed on mute when he tweets about Nintendo.
I didn't say anything.
I'm just kidding, Ed. We love you sometimes. Just kidding. But
actually, this is a callback to a couple of episodes ago when I was like, that's one thing too. Like rumors and like all the stuff that gets leaked and all the stuff that gets talked about and stuff like that. It just gives me a headache because because 9 times out of 10, like stuff is getting leaked that never really happens, or because of this economy that the game ecosphere is in right now, like a game can get like a showcase, like on a website today, and the developer gets shut down next month.
Yeah. And I think the thing too is like, look, I'm glad a lot of these Xbox games are getting release dates and stuff, but I also think like the negative press Xbox has been getting, and for the most part rightfully so, right, about are they going multi-platform, are they not, why are they talking but not saying anything type thing, is like, I think that put a damper on things too, is like, well, this is great, but like, should people continue to invest in the platform? And then they announced 3 new SKUs of the series consoles, and it's like, you can't even sell the ones that you have. Why are you making more? And I don't know. It just, I don't know, the Gears thing. Like, and I understand. I am in the extreme minority of that Gears announcement, right? And don't get me wrong, I will play it. I love Gears. I will play it. And I am in the extreme minority of that being exciting to people. But people have been clamoring for the Coalition to do something besides Gears for almost 10 years now. And now they're making at least 2 more games, right? And it's like, well, what do you want? Do you want a Gears game with Marcus and Dom, or do you want them to hurry up and get Gears over with so they can do something interesting? Because I saw both tweets from the same person this week of like, oh yeah, we're getting a Gears prequel. And then like a day later, they're like, man, I wish the Coalition would do something other than Gears. And I'm like, what do you want?
Call that engagement farming.
But it wasn't from someone who had followers. They had like 100 followers.
They wanted followers. They petitioned to both sides of the fence.
I mean, they had more than that, but you know what I mean? It just wasn't enough to be like worth farming engagement for. And it's just like, I don't know. And like the Perfect Dark stuff was cool, right? Like we finally saw that game back from the dead, which I think a lot of people just thought it was secretly canceled because the initiative pretty much lost all of their creatives, which is why Crystal Dynamics is making it. I don't know. And the Xbox showcase was good. Okay, I would go as far as say it was great, but it wasn't like exciting, and it definitely wasn't the best showcase that they've had ever, right? Which is what people are saying. So I'm excited for Indiana Jones. I'm really concerned about the first person thing still. I have a lot of, I don't know. It's Indiana Jones. I feel like you just want to be a third person action game with that, but
I'm gonna say I have my reservations about being being first person.
Yeah, I'm openly optimistic.
I don't know. Like Fable looks cool. Star Wars Outlaws looks cool. I mean, I wrote down a bunch of games that I thought looked cool, but I don't know. Anyways, does anybody else have anything to say about this stuff? Or Stephanie, you're muted, I think.
Sorry, in general or specifically the Xbox one?
In general, just in general.
Okay, well, the stuff I had to say really probably is more about the other stuff, but I kind of wrote down a couple things that I was looking forward to. I gravitated more towards Day of the Devs, and I did catch up with Future Game Show after the fact. I think this is a great year for indies again. I like this was one from Summer Game Fest. I love how Blumhouse is doing video games. So Blumhouse games, they showed off a few trailers. Chrysal Theater of Idols, Grave Seasons, Sleep Awake, and Fear the Spotlight in the Simulation. All these spoopy games. I believe Pat also noted this on Day of the Devs. UFO 50 looks like a fantastically fun game. It's just 50 small, different kind of games that you can pick and choose from. Another one from Day of the Devs that I have an interview scheduled with is Building Relationships, and it's very punny because you're actually a building. That's why it's called Building Relationships. um, Nobody Wants to Die came from Future Games. It is kind of a noir cyberpunk game. We already mentioned South of Midnight, and the one collector's edition that I wasn't able to get my hands on that I really want is Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. I want that collector's edition. That game looks so great. Again, it's a franchise that I missed out because around the time those games originally came out, I just wasn't gaming. I do have the 1, 2, 3 collection on Switch, but I want to play this. It looks gorgeous. So
Have you started any of those Metal Gear games?
not yet, but I'm bringing it on my trip.
You know what? I'm gonna do something that's way outside the norm here. Start Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Okay. I'll wait
Start
then.
with that. The reason why I'm saying that is it's basically
It's a
story-wise,
prequel, right?
it's the starting point.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, you're not going to be able to play Metal Gear or Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. I think that's what. Yeah, you're not going to be able to play those because I don't think those are on that collection. Are they, Pat? Are they on that collection?
Yeah, they are.
The NES and the NES and Famicom ones.
Yeah,
they're on it.
They're on there.
Mhm.
And then Metal Gear Solid, of course, and then Sons of the Patriots.
I'm gonna go the opposite advice of LeRon and say hold off on Snake Eater, otherwise you're gonna pull a Corey when the new Snake Eater comes out. Because I don't think they're gonna change that game very much.
They're not. It's I mean, it's Virtuous
Mm-hmm.
working on it. They're a porting house. They're not like a I don't want to say not a real developer, but you know what I mean. Their specialty is porting games, not developing games.
Also, I'm gonna say this. I don't know. Does anyone like? I'm looking forward to Metal Gear Solid the Delta. I am, but does anyone else feel kind of skeeved out that like we're playing a game that like Hideo Kojima should have been like involved in this?
I don't care about Metal Gear, so we're
okay.
I just don't care I don't care about Metal Gear at all. I tried to play 5 at one point and I was like, this feels bad. so I'm not going to play it. And then I never went back to any of them.
The only other comment I have, I'll keep this short, is just again, real focus on the indies. I did do a write-up on all the games announced at Day of the Devs. Also, and this is just an example because it stuck out to me. A type of game that's not I don't like is bullet hells. Bullet hells don't do it for me. And the name of the game escapes me. I'll bring it back next week. That was shown off at Future Game Show. It was a bullet hell, but time doesn't and nothing moves unless you move. Almost like a super hot scenario. But it's top down. So I'm like, oh, I don't like bullet hell, but look what they did with this. So I might actually like this type of bullet hell. I like the ingenuity and the creativity that a lot of indie devs bring to the table. So that's what I appreciated most from these slew of showcases.
I feel I feel like something was missing this year. I don't know.
What could
we
it
did.
be?
I don't know. I don't know. I just felt like the excitement was missing this year, and I don't think PlayStation did any favors by starting with their state of play. Although I don't know if anybody really had any expectations for that, but I mean, Astrobot looks cool. That was about the only thing that I was like halfway interested in. But then like I heard I didn't watch Summer Game Fest. I didn't watch Keeley's thing, but I heard everybody's like, why did he even have it this year? You know, like that's what I heard a lot of people say.
Listen, those people can shut their pie holes because I wrote an article for all the announcements and that was over 50 titles. I spent 3 hours writing that. So you're telling me there was nothing there? Mm-mm. No.
Those are
No.
people who really didn't watch the same shows that we were watching.
I just that's what I saw people.
I'm really angry tonight.
I feel like we're all a little on edge tonight.
I'm not. I'm chill.
I don't know. And then like I was excited to watch the Xbox thing, and maybe I just wasn't focused on it. But like, I don't know. I just felt like something. I felt like what we all look forward to every year. It just something was missing. I mean, Ubisoft had the best showcase in my opinion. So, with Star Wars and Assassin's Creed, and like even the Skull and Bone stuff they showed looked interesting, even though I'm not interested in that game. The Prince of Persia DLC, like I think Ubisoft had the best conference out of anybody, which we didn't even talk about that. Assassin's Creed Shadows looks awesome. Star Wars Outlaws also looks awesome. Those are both my most anticipated games for the rest of the year. Star Wars Outlaws looks awesome, especially because Massive is doing it. And like, say what you will about the Division, but I think those games mechanically are well done, and the fact that they get to make a single player game and start like I just think it looks awesome. They clearly stole the Beyond Good and Evil ship travel stuff though for that game where you're flying from planet to planet. I think it was actually in that Starlink game first, but whatever. So, although I know a lot of people like to complain about Ubisoft these days, so I'm sure I'll be hearing about that too.
I didn't watch enough. I didn't watch any forward, so I can't really complain. And what I did like about Assassin's Creed Shadows, like I'm like, this is the first time I've actually cared about an Assassin's Creed game in like forever. And I guess
you know what?
I guess people are gonna look at my skin color and be like, "Oh, no shit! Like he's interested, or whatever."
Oh my gosh, it was funny. Did you see the meme that they said, "Hey, the female protagonist is so good at stealth that people forgot she was in it."
That's good.
Because all they can talk about is the black guy that the Japanese woman is just missing. Oh, that was a good one. I thought it was funny. I think that game looks awesome, though. I'm really, as someone who didn't play Ghost of Tsushima, I'm not samurai'd out, so bring it on. Even though I own Ghost of Tsushima, I just haven't played it yet. Like most games. Rip time and my money and just sadness. Well, what do we do now, guys? Do we save Metacritic draft for next time?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Well, if we save it to next time, someone's going to miss out on a perfect title.
What's the perfect title?
Oh, if someone wants an easy 10 out of 10 title, there's going to be one coming out within the next few days that hasn't been reviewed yet.
Type it in the chat.
Huh?
Type it in the chat.
Oh, so that you can take it?
Well, if it comes out by the time we record next time.
If it comes out by the time we record, it's moot.
Yeah,
you can't exactly. I'm just saying you guys are going to miss out on one.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Plus, we might get the Nintendo Direct in the next episode anyway, too.
10? See, that's why I was saying, like you'll be sorry if you do it before the Nintendo Direct comes.
Oh, that's not a game. That's DLC.
You know what? It still counts.
No, it doesn't.
The game DLC is supposed to be over 30 hours long. It counts.
It's got to be an expansion for it.
I mean, Erdtree is a pretty big expansion, I would say. They sold a freaking collector's edition for it, so. Fine. Now I gotta go change the thumbnails. All right, so we'll wrap it there. Next time we'll do our Metacritic draft. Hopefully the Nintendo Direct will happen by then, so we can include those games. If not, well, nobody's picking Nintendo games for the fall. I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening to this episode of the Boss Rush Podcast. You can check us out every Monday, week early on Patreon, perks, all those things. LeRon, Stephanie, Pat, thank you for your time tonight, as always. Missed you guys. Last week was Wednesday, felt weird. So, LeRon, thanks for hosting, by the way.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I would have thanked whoever hosted, but I heard LeRon hosted, so.
Wait. Say it louder. I didn't hear you.
I said I would have thanked anybody who hosted, but you hosted, so I'm thanking you.
Okay. I thought that was shade just now because I really couldn't hear it. Like, you were talking low.
Man, I'm not always mad at you.
Yeah, like I'm hard to get mad at. That's the thing about it. Like, you're confusing me with somebody else. That's my skin color as part of Boss.
Wow, now you're calling me a racist. Okay, we're getting out of here.
I didn't call you. I didn't say you were racist. I just said you probably have some colorism issue that you need to address.
Jeez, it's the same thing.
Okay, I'm uncomfortable.
Help.
Oh no. I
want to thank everybody for watching and or listening. Like, subscribe, share, rate, and review wherever you listen. And until next time, we love you. Goodbye. If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Deary, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.